I've been working on these thunder heads here. Got the valves fitted right now. New Manley valve adding it up. So they fit in there now. Had to come up with the measurements for doing it. These are oversized valves compared to Harley's. So anyway, these go in here. Oop. Try to do this by hand. That didn't work very well. It's hard to hold it, show it on camera at the same time. Yeah, that should be around a half a thou there. So, kind of hard to work the indicator while holding the camera. Yeah, I get the idea. There's the kind of valve guide finish I use. So it's pretty shiny down there. Real nice smooth finish. So, very low break-in. Alright. So these all fit in there like that. So now I go see if I can hold this in my head machine over there, or if I'm going to have to do this old-fashioned way, grind it with stones. I'm thinking with the fins and stuff on here, I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. So I'll give me the opportunity to show you how to do that. So let me go check this out and see what I got to do. Okay, I was correct. This does not fit in the head machine over here. You can see how the fins don't fit down inside of there. So I can't go cutting that out because I used the bolt pattern for other stuff. Also, it does not have the center bolt right here, right in the middle of the valve guide, like stock Sportster head does. So stock Sportster is a hole right here. So these thunder heads are completely different. So we will have to use the valve grinder to do this and not the cutter. So set that all up, show how to do that. Okay, here's our tools for doing the grinding. So we have stone holders here that the stones screw onto. And we got the drivers down there on the floor hidden, right down there. I'm going to work on the floor because I don't want all the grit all over my machinery. So these are the valves. These are the different 3-angle stones we're going to use. So basically you find a stone, it's easier to do the intake. You find a stone that's a little bit bigger than your valve, but not super big, because if you had to grind this one here with a Hemi head, you would grind out into the side of the valve seat, which you don't want to do. So you're going to find some stuff that's close. So that's our 45. These here are 2 top cuts. There's 2 different diameter stones here. So this is the one here. If this doesn't hit where I don't want to, I'll use this one. If that one is too big, I have this one here that's smaller. But this one here is so close to the valve size, I don't think it'll do what I want. So this is my first preference. Push back a little. And this here is our center angle, which is this is either at 60 or 70 degrees, depending on what I ground it to last. So this grinds the center of the throat out to get to your valve seat where you want it. And these here are the 3 exhausts. So you got your top, you got your middle, your top, and your bottom, or inside. Now the valve, you set the diameter with your dividers here. And you lay this up on the valve face. You put it right on the edge here and right on the edge here. And then you grind the head out until you're on the seat. So here's the exhaust. Put a light on that. You can see where the exhausting seat is there a little bit. So you come in here with the divider. Come on, light. So you come in here with your divider. And you grind the seat out until you have a 45 degree out that's at least as big as the divider, or a little bit bigger. And then you come back with your top cut, and you narrow it up with a top angle. And then you come in with the inside cut in here, and you narrow out the seat up to what you want with the inside cut. Now these ones here have kind of a radius seat on them, which I can't duplicate with these cutters, with grinders. Those have to be done with cutters. So for now, I'm going to go get this set up, and I'll grind out these exhaust seats and see what happens. Okay, we'll see how this works for watching. So first thing we're going to do is put our pilot in. Make sure I get the right one. These are the pilots. They're tapered from here to here, and the driver goes up on this side here. So this is a fixed pilot system. This goes in the head hard, and this here spins. The other way of doing it is this whole assembly spins inside the head, inside the guide. So there's two different ways of doing it. Helps to get on the exhaust side. And you take the little install tool, you just kind of twist a little bit, run it until I get some tension on it, and you leave it at that. So we put our stone right here, this just screws right on. So this is our 45-degree cut. So, rock around too bad. I have to go get a block of wood here. Take your initial hit. See how far off you are. Pretty far off. So what I always do, just to make sure when I want to be, I take the pilot and give it another twist, 180. If it repeats, then you know you're good. I'm going to give me two 2x4s to lay this on so it's more steady. I'll be right back. Alright, I got the 2x4s on here now. Let's go ahead and give this a hit. Okay. Starting to come in a little bit. It's best to have this up at an angle a little bit. That way you're pushing straight down instead of at an angle. It's always a better way of going. Put very light pressure on there because you don't want it to dig in too much. Okay, we have a little bit of a pit there in the seat. So right up through here, I'm going to grind a little more right in here. See how it grinds more on one side than the other? The shiny surface is where the seat is. So hopefully you can see that in the camera there, it's hard to tell. So I'll go ahead and give that just a little bit of a hit. Pit it a little bit. I don't want to cut any more than I have to. Let's get most of it. Give one more shot. Very light pressure. All right. See right through here, now it's got a nice smooth seat surface. Wasn't very smooth before. Now you take your divider. It's really hard to do here on the camera. You take your divider, even upside down makes it even worse. Where am I at? And you go ahead and put your divider up in here and you make sure that you have ground enough that you'll have a seat out here. So this one right here looks like I'm right on the very upper part of the seat right now, the valve. So I think we're okay, but we're very, very close. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this with a felt tip pen. You can also use bluing. So you take your felt tip pen and you mark the seat area. Too close or too far, take your choice, all right? Okay, just mark it with my felt tip here. Make sure you get the whole seat. Okay. Get that part done. Blow it up a little closer, it might help a little bit. There, you can see it better now. Okay, so now we got the seat in here. So now you go in here with your top cut, which is this stone here. This one here, instead of being 40, it's 35 or 30 degree. So you unscrew this one off your driver. Yeah, lay it down there. Screw on the new one. And you go ahead and put this on here. Give it a little mark. See where it's hitting on something you don't want to be hitting on. Looks good. So you just kiss it with the stone a little bit. And then see what you got to work with. You see a little shiny spot here on the very outside edges. So that's called narrowing it up a little bit. Call that your top cut because you're grinding the top of the seat down. Okay, where's that divider at? Now you take the divider, you put it on the one side, and you see how far you got to go on the other side. Now if you look real in there, you can see how the divider's way on the inside of the red line. So I got a lot of grinding down to bring it down to the size I need. Got a pretty fat seat right now. Grind a little bit more. Look at it again. Now you see how it's almost flush but not quite. Now we want to be the width of the blade here under the valve size. That will put the valve seat right up here on the edge of the valve on the outside, because it's only going to be the inside of the width of whatever that blade is, which is about 20 to 30 thou. So you split that in half, you'll be about 15 thou down from the outside edge, which is where I like to run them for performance applications. For racing, you put it right on the edge of the valve. So now I'm going to give a little bit extra here to make sure I'm underneath the size of what I have for the divider. Come in here and check it. Looks like we still got a little bit of ways to go. See, grinding takes a little time to do, that's why you don't do it that way anymore. It actually is pretty damn accurate though. Okay, right now we are just about flush with our seat. Grab my inside stone. This is my 60-degree stone here. I'll put this on my other driver. Let's see how much of the inside cut we got here. Okay, so you see how wide the seat is right now? And we are right up at the top of the valve right now, so if I widen it down, bring it down to the top a little bit, it'll narrow the seat up quite a bit. We need to get it narrowed up to get it down to the valve, get the outside of the valve on the seat. Okay, you see how we're not quite what I want yet, so I give it a little more. These are fairly hard seats, so they grind slow. Soft seats will grind really quick. Okay, we are starting to get to the inside now. I'm still right up on the edge of my valve. Now if we make the valve seat too narrow, I just re-spot it down a little bit, and that'll drop everything down when we re-hit it again. And this one looks like we're probably going to have to do that. See, now we're on the inside divider over there. The seat's getting pretty narrow on the one side there. don't think it's too bad though, but I'll just go ahead and just kiss it with a 45, which will widen it out about 10 or 20 thou. Now this will cut really quick because there's very little contact. Okay. You can also see how it's a little bit off center. When we first ground it, it was way on the one side, so it shoved the stone over. Okay, I hit that a couple times. One more time. Stone's loading up, it's doing more polishing and cutting. But that's okay because that makes it smoother finished surface. Okay, now I just go back and mark this. Now you can pick up this old valve grinding equipment pretty cheap. You buy it at old machine shops and stuff, so you can very easily have this kind of stuff in your home garage. Okay, we'll hit our top cut again. And come in with our center cut, which is a bottom cut. Again, which I didn't want to do. Come back and check our dimension. Yeah, see that inner cut more than I wanted to do, but I think we're safe. Okay, with my top, get my top again. That was my seat, this is my top. Alright, so now we'll blow this off. Let's go see what we got. So we'll pull the pilot out. As you said it done. Jeez. Stuck itself in there, good. There it goes. Okay, we'll get some lapping compound. Head back over where you can see it. There we go, back in our frame. Okay, I got my lapping compound here. Clover makes this, among other people. Okay, this is our rear head. So where's my valve, rear valve at? Put that up here. Okay, we're going to put some lapping compound on our valve face here. And then we're going to have our lapping stick here, which is a big piece of wood. Sticks out on the surface and you spin it. So it doesn't take much lapping compound to do what we want. Put just a little bit on here. Doesn't really take much at all. We're not trying to lap the face in, we're just using this to see what we got to work with. Lapping usually does not leave a very flat and smooth surface. And initially it does, but if you keep lapping on it, change it. Every time you lap, you go back and forth like this with your hands. Pull that back a little bit. Go back and forth, lift up, drop down, do it again, lift up, turn, drop it down. That way you don't wear the valve at one little spot. Okay, then you take the valve off. Wipe it off and see where your face is at. So where are we at in the camera here? And let me pull that up. So now you can see right where we're at. You can see where the face of the valve has been lapped at. You see the little shiny surfaces below and below my thumbnail there. That is the actual seat. So it's just below the surface on the top where you want it to be, but it's pretty close. And then you got your back cut underneath is fine. So let's put it right where you want it. Just wipe off the head. And you look at the valve seat and make sure it's fairly even all the way around. And it has a nice seat surface to it. Okay, this one here is not exactly how I want it, so I'm going to rehit it. Whoop, get the head where you can see it again. You can see that's a little bit thin over here on camera. It's thin over here on this one side right here where I don't like it, so I'm going to just re-kiss it and do it again and get it where I want it. I'm in the right diameter. It's just for whatever reason the stone wasn't cutting exactly 100% even. Probably because the stone's getting dull. So I'm going to go ahead and redress the stone right here. So let me get my dresser and I'll come back. Okay, we're back. Get the head out of the way. Okay, this is a stone dresser. So you set your angle over here, which determines what angle this goes up and down at. Because it can be flat, it can go down like that, or go up like that. I change the angle that the stone's ground at. So you put your stone over here on that, and adjust your diamond here. So you adjust this until it works. Hear it dragging. You spin it with your grinder and just run across the surface. And you can see how I was cutting over here but not over here. So we'll put it again. That's probably why I didn't grind the head straight. Lots of grinding good around here. Okay, see how it's got a nice clean surface now all the way around. So now this is true at 45 degrees. Junk out of there again. When you're filming, you got everything in the way. Alright, bring back our head again. We'll come back and re-hit it. Take a look at it and make sure it all looks clean. I'm looking at the seat here, making sure it's nice and smooth. I don't know why the camera's not focusing, but to show what you want to focus to, I guess. Yeah, it should stay focused better now. Okay, so I hit the I hit the 45 there. So now I'm going to go ahead and just leave myself a little mark here so I can see it. I'm just going to hit the top cut just lightly. Like that. Check with my divider again. Should be enough. I'm not going to hit the inner cut because it's already too big for what I want. Take that out. Where's my valve at? What do I do with it? 4 valves. Okay, we're going to go ahead and lap this again. Go. Hopefully this time, did a better job. There's our valve. Clean it off. We still got our mark here where we want it to be. Wipe off the head and see what you got. This time I got a more even seat going around it like I wanted it. So you can see the seat going away. You got a fog all the way around there. It was a little light before. So you got a nice even seat now. So that's how you do that. Let me try a little bit more close up. See if the camera will pick up better. So you see the little gray area right there, that's your seat. See this on both sides here. So it's all the way around the whole thing. So that's what you want. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other three the same way. Then after we do that, we'll check our installed heights and make sure everything is good. Damn, I always go to backwards. And make sure our valve-to-valve clearance is good. See, now all the parts are the same, there shouldn't be a problem. If I was putting seats in there, you could really have to check all the stuff a lot more. So anyway, that's how you do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the intake next. So we'll run that through the video, and I just won't explain quite as much. So if you want to watch that, watch it. Otherwise, skip on to something else. I'm going to reset this up for now.